Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Vade, aka Pro Benchwarmer, and I got for you another Duel Links video. Now this deck is a tilt deck. It's a troll deck that I was putting together. I did want to showcase another deck, and I wanted to take a chance to build my own deck. I didn't want a net deck. I wanted to, make something fresh and bring you guys some fun stuff. So I'm scrolling through all my cards and I'm like, what can I build to show on the channel? And the first thing I see that I have 3 of that I never seen a deck around was this card, Swift Birdman Joe. So this is what I got here, is a Swift Birdman Joe deck, as you already been seeing on the left, as of course you've seen in the thumbnail with Birdman in the back. It's the hand rubs deck. Now this deck is hilariously fun because it can tilt your opponent like crazy. I'm running it with the restart ability because you don't want to brick at all, but Swift Birdman Joe's effect pretty much not enabled, it forced me to build this type of deck. So it says, if you tribute this card by tributing a wind monster, return all spells and traps on the field to the owner's hand. Now it has to be tributed by a wind monster, so the rest of the deck is wind the meta, but it's also wind cards that regenerate themselves. Now because the meta is so fast paced, you need cards to be able to still be on the field after your opponent spam the board with 3 cards. So the first card that went into this deck was Twin-Headed Behemoth, because during the end phase it comes back on the field. It's just perfect for tributing off its Swift Birdman Joe. And then the next card that came into this was Troop Dragon, because it summons itself in the deck, so it thins your deck out, gets a monster on the field at all times, and gives you a chance to get into Birdman Joe quicker. So it's a good card, but having 2 in the hand automatically makes this card a brick, and it's happened so often. So if I could find a way to minimize that, or just take this card out of the deck and get an actual beater that actually does somewhat of the same thing, I'd be happy. But for right now, we're sticking with Troop Dragon. Another card was Sky Stray, because you can attack directly and then it banishes itself. So it's a nice chip. You just, 1600 attack ain't nothing, but when it just keeps slapping your opponent in the face, it adds up, especially with Swift Birdman Joe. Two attacks with this plus Birdman Joe equipped with Big Bang Shot, I believe is 100 short of game, something like that. I did the math sometime soon. But one card that I needed to keep getting, and it tilted me a bit, was Mecha Phantom Beast Hamstrat. The first time I got this card right here, I got it when I actually bought the 10 packs plus free SR, and then I got this and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And then I was like, oh, if I had 3 of these, that'd be perfect. This deck would be amazing. Why? Because it summons Mecha Phantom Beast tokens, which are wind type. It always summons 2 if it's a clear field. So if you have this in the first hand, you set it, you can dodge hits, and if you keep a token on the field, it still counts for Swift Birdman Joe's effect. But after dumping a bunch of gems, I actually got the prismatic one, I believe 2 days ago. So shoutouts to that. That was awesome. It was just nice and rewarding. But as you can see, the deck itself is pretty weak aside from Swift Birdman Joe. And in the 2400 meta that we're in right now, with Phoenix and Blue Eyes, wow, and Red Eyes being the meta, having 100 short of being right there is not good. And then this defense is not helping it at all. Oh, sorry about that. But with the deck right now, hopefully you can speed through the deck, get Swift Birdman Joe on the field, and banish a bunch of cards. Because look at the magic and traps that we're running right here. So I'm running triple Big Bang Shot. This says the equipped monster gets 400 attack. If the equipped monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. When this card leaves the field, not destroyed, leaves the field, banish the equipped monster. So if I'm going to summon Swift Birdman Joe, I attach this to my opponent's monster, summons Swift Birdman Joe, and then all the cards leave the field and go back to the owner's hands. So this Big Bang Shot leaves the field and banishes my opponent's monsters, and I keep an equipped. That's so good. And then I put 1 on Swift Birdman Joe, and it beats Red Eyes over it. Red Eyes needs beatdown to get over it, and if they put a card in defense position, I inflict piercing now. So it's pretty damn good. Also, if I equip this to an opponent's monster and I play something like Troop Dragon, which has happened before, they can bang into it to take massive damage because this is low defense, activate Troop Dragon's effect and get another card on the field, and they keep taking the damage because you see this says your opponent inflict piercing damage to your opponent. So even if they're equipped to it, it's my card and they get piercing damage. So it's perfect. It's so good. So I also have triple Econ because Econ take with the Hamstrat tokens is perfect. Windstorm to protect my ass. And before I was running Dice Foon to pop back row that may be problematic, i.e. Champion's Vigilance, Ultimate Providence, anything that could prevent me from getting Swift Birdman Joe in attack position on the field is a problem. But then shout out to somebody on Reddit, I forgot their name, but I will leave the post in the description. But he mentioned Gravel Storm, which means target one spell and trap on each side of the field and return them to the hand. So this plus Big Bang Shot means some banishing without even needing Swift Birdman Joe on the field at all. But this deck kind of falls apart without Swift Birdman Joe, so I am running Restart. It's been pretty good. I ran into a couple meta decks while using this to climb. It's not that good to climb yet. We do need like a couple wind big beaters. Maybe something like if they give us Niken Dog in the future, or if they give us what's some other big 1800 wind beat. Well, in the box that leak, I think we're getting Go-Go the Gallet Ninja. That's also 1800 wind monster. So that, you know, we got a couple cards that will support this deck coming soon. Maybe I'll revisit it when I get a third hand strat or something like that. But for now, this is what I got, and I got a couple replays for you guys that are nice and spicy. I had to wait till I get 5 replays just because I wanted to give you guys like the full flavor of this deck. So let's get into these replays, shall we? Alright, so this first replay I'm giving you guys is against a Seto Kaiba, and I believe it's a Red Eyes deck. It's either Red Eyes or no, it's Red Eyes Zombie. If I remember correctly, it's Red Eyes Zombie, and this is why you need Restart, but also how hard this deck can brick. Of course, these replays I was not using Gravel Storm. I was using Dice Foon. I just put Gravel Storm in today and it's been pretty good. So my opening hand was okay, but I had no other card, other monster card other than Swift Birdman Joe. So I did not like my odds there. So I restarted and I get pretty much the same hand. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'm like, I have to get like a good top deck. And then I see Insight. And I'm like, are you kidding me, fam? But I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep trying. I see the zombie and then the spirit. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not too worried about Champion's Vigilance because apparently this man ain't playing. This man's playing zombies. So he ends his turn here, and I top deck the best card I could have top decked, which was Behemoth. So that's perfect. So he goes nuts this turn. He top decks Gazuki. Yeah, he top decks Gazuki, sends another Red Eyes Zombie to the grave, and then summons both Red Eyes. And I'm like, oh, I am done for. Like this deck, this match is gonna be super problematic. But I do recognize that this man has one card in hand and one set face down. So as long as I can get Birdman Joe out and it's not Providence in the back, I'm good. So he has 2 cards to down. So I'm not worried about Providence at all. I'm just worried about enemy controller or Windstorm or something like that. So he attacks, and I want this attack to go through just so the effect can go through. Yo, can we talk about how crazy this weed Kaiba is? Jesus Christ. So I Windstorm here, saving my tail, and then I get my Behemoth back. And then the tilt begins. You already see the hand, you already know what's going on, right? This is running Red Eye Spirit, so in order to run Red Eye Spirit, you need Red Eyes in the grave, right? They're not going to the grave. I Big Bang Shot 1 Red Eye, I Big Bang Shot 2 other Red Eyes, and there was no delay. So I'm like, okay, either he has this toggle off or he doesn't have Econ or anything like that. So I just summon up my Swift Birdman Joe, and this man actually changed Mirror Wall as if I care about Mirror Wall. That's getting sent right back to the hand. I don't care. And now I know that the cards in his hand are both back row cards, so I have no problem attacking this this Gazuki, and he can't special summon anything. His red eyes and spirit from the deck would be so trash because he has no red eyes in the grave. And I hit him for 23 to the face. So my opponent still has a Mirror Wall in the hand. He actually gets to use Mirror Wall twice, which is actually pretty damn brilliant. So I'm not mad at this man. Right? So it's my turn. I think I draw into a Troop Dragon, so I summon the Sky Stray. I summon the Sky Stray and I just attack. This is game right here. I know he has that Mirror Wall though. I know he has that Mirror Wall though. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna attack. Even through Mirror Wall, I think I got game there. But this man, Econ. And I'm like, why didn't you activate Econ last turn? Like, what the hell happened? But it's all good. It's all good. My card vanishes, so I'm good. You can't be Lava Goleming me off. He top decks the one card he needed, which is Storm, to get this thing banished. But since I already have Sky Stray popping, so I get a monster on the field regardless, dude. You haven't even touched my life points. He's so tilted. I just summoned Troop Dragon and attack for game. It's over. Yeah, it's over, dude. Alright, time for the next replay. Alright, so this one's, I believe, is another top tier tilt, yo. Crazy tilt. This is against a Yami Yugi Destiny draw. I believe Mazo, Empo, Invader of Darkness deck. And I actually built this deck in order to be able to combat Invader of Darkness. Said no quick play spell, so Big Bang Shot plus, you know, replenishing monsters was my way to go. So I restart here just because I wanted Swift Birdman Joe in hand. I always want Swift Birdman Joe in hand, and I don't get it. So I get Hamstrat popping, I believe, here. But as you see, I'm running Dice Fool, and that is key. So I set the Hamstrat and I set Dice Fool. And this man gets tilted off the face of the earth. He sets the field spell, and then he activates it. And when he activates it, he pays, and I chain the Dice Fool, and he cannot use it at all. What turned from a beautiful opening hand for my opponent became the worst thing that ever happened. So he just sets 2 back row and ends this turn. And what do I drop top deck? That nice Birdman Joe, my boy. So I just flip over Mecha Beast Hamstrat, and he actually flips over the Aegis to Gaia. And at this point, I'm dying of laughter. Like, I could not contain myself. I'm like, you're about to get super tilted, my dude. He just sets this back up, and I get my tokens out. I don't mind this at all. And I summon that Swift Birdman Joe after this token. And because of its effect, it sends these Aegis of Gaias back to the hand, so he loses 6,000 life points that he just So for BM, I just equipped the Big Bang Shot to the Hamstrat and attack with it first. Mostly I was seeing if he had Spear Karibo, but he didn't.
未来を信じるどうやらここまでねモンスターでダイレクトアタックお前の勝ちだ
Alright, so this one was a tough one. Like, I legit, like, this one actually made me think with the deck. So I was a little more tilted than my opponent was at one point. But it's a mill deck, as you see with Taya Gardner. Because whenever you see Taya's face when you load up a match, you know you're about to cringe for the rest of your life because it's a mill deck. Unless you got a deck that like counters mill. But you see dual standby, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get a good hand. Nope. So I restart that. Dice Boon is actually pretty cool against mill because you can pop their face downs on their end phase. But look at this. Opening hand. The first hand is actually better. Like legit. So she goes for Kappa Ace. She gets the pickup. And this is gonna be super long. So I top deck Swift Birdman Joe, so I just set a Troop Dragon and I believe a Dice Boon? What is this? Oh, Windstorm and Enemy Controller. Oh, I remember this. Alright. Right. So I send out that Swift Birdman. And I believe flips over that Feint plan. Yep. Just change to, I get no reward from this. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I wish things could not be activated in response to Swift Birdman Joe's effect, but you know, he's not the greatest card. So he gets 3 sets and a back row set. And I do, I think, the most tiltiest thing right here, which is, I summoned, yeah. Just to force the back row. Get that Joe. He pops that Birdman. He pops that Birdman, which is actually his best play because if this thing gets destroyed, it gets back onto the field anyway. So I attack and it's a hero. I'm so done with and I mills out my Dice Boon, like Jesus. But he has one monster on the field, and I'm not too mad at it. So I think, yeah, I Dice Boon and try to get like a back row pop. I roll into a 3, so that's good. I pop a back row. And I think I summon Sky Story. Does summon Sky? Yep. And then attack over if he has that Feint plan. But he has the giant soldier of stone, so I make the tilty play here, right? I attack, and then I Windstorm, Econ take. Because I'm tired of tilting. Like, I legit had to think about this play like crazy. Because if I let him take, if I Econ took with Sky Story, I wouldn't have been able to get Birdman Joe out. So I just direct attack with this thing, get his life points as low as possible, banish, and then get his card back. So he can attack me straight up. But mill ain't an attacking deck, so that's why I was not worried here. Give me that damage. I don't care. You're about to get banished to the Shadow Realms next time. I do not care. So I activate that big bang shot and then summon that Swift Birdman Joe and banish this thing. And with no cards on the field, I equip that big bang shot and I attack for game. GG. Alright, so this is tilt versus tilt here. Like, I only saved this because it's the only Weevil matchup that I actually was proud that I won. Because going against Weevil is like trying to sign a deal with the devil. Because I can't with this man. So I got a pretty bad opening hand against a Weevil deck. I need Birdman Joe. I need to be able to keep attacking this man. I need to be able to send back his equipped cards. So I get the best hand ever. The best hand ever. I get Hamstrap Birdman Joe. I hate Weevil's voice, dude.
私のターン
turn end.
Draw.
But yeah, so
モンスターをセットするわ
this
ターンエンド
happens,
よ
and I'm like,
行く
attack
ぜ
me please, attack me
俺の
please.
ターン
Oh my god,
Draw.
attack me please.
カードをセットモンスターを伏せる
Attack
ぜ
me.
ターン
But
エ
he
ンド
doesn't,
行く
so
わよ
I have to
私のターン
get
ドロ
this
ー
寄生虫パラサイトの効果発動お前が召喚するモンスターに寄
so
生
annoying.
虫を
Now, I
見
could
つ
have
け
used
昆
parasite, but
虫
since
族に
it's
変
not
化
a
させる
wind type monster, it's not gonna be useful. So I
タ
think
ーンエンドよ
I just end my
行く
turn
ぜ
here. Yep.
俺のターンドローターンエンド
行くわ
Turn end.
私のターンドロー
So
さ
I
あ
get Sky Stray, which was
モンス
great.
ターを攻撃表示で召喚
I summon Sky Stray
バトルよ
and just
さあ
attack.
モンスターでダイレクトアタック
So Sky Stray is gonna be my token to winning.
バカめリバースカード
Oh, I can't even like watch
Trap,
this, dude. I'm
Hatsuno.
tired of this deck. So Sky
ここから
Stray
よ
banishes itself. And
モンスター効果
I'm
発動
playing around. I'm mostly playing around
ターンエンドよ
him having lava gold.
俺のターンドローカードをセッ
So
ト
he just
タ
sets
ー
another
ンエ
card
ン
and
ド
ends his turn.
行くわ
So I'm like, you know what, I gotta start playing offensive. This is getting annoying. So I top deck another Swift Birdman Joe. So I
Monster
just
効果発動
send everything face up. Its effect
だから
doesn't happen. I
装備
equip
魔法
Big
よ
Bang Shot onto
行くわよモンス
the
ターをアドバン
Parasite
ス召
and
喚
then Birdman Joe, so I can banish
モン
the
スター効
Parasite.
果発動
無
As
駄
he
ぴょ
wins
ー
goes here, and
リ
that's
バース
why
カード
I
オ
hate
ー
this.
プントラップ発動
It's okay. The Parasite gets banished, so I don't mind that.
カードをセットするわ
Flip
バ
up.
トルよ力を見せてあげてモンスターでダイレクトア
As
タ
you can
ッ
see,
ク
I'm gonna have one monster on my field, so he can't lava go.
モンスター効
And
果
that
発
was
動
my point. That's all I needed
ターンエン
to
ドよ
do. Yep, yep.
俺のターンドローカードをセッ
So
ト
he sets
手札か
the
ら
back row again and
装備魔法
activates
発動
the massive cursed. To be
カー
expected.
ドをセットターンエンド
行くわ
But
よ
I have another Birdman,
私のターンドロ
so I don't mind it.
ーさあモンスターをアドバ
So
ン
I
ス召
triggered
喚
off this Birdman to get the other
モンスタ
Birdman
ー効果発動
and send those back row back. But he actually
リバースカードオー
takes
プン
my
速攻魔法発動
Sky Story, I believe it was. And getting his Doom Dog into the grave lets him get Lava Golem out. And I'm like, oh, I'm not stupid. I am attacking that card. It is not going back on my side of the field. That thing needs to go. That needs to go.
手札から
So I just set that
装備
big
魔法
bang,
よ
that big bang shot onto this, and I try to attack him with enough
装備魔法
damage.
よ
Enough damage, because I'm tired of this. At this
バ
point,
トル
I
よ
am so
行くわよ
tired.
モンスターで攻撃
Hit him with that 25 straight to the face. Still have one monster on the
Down end
field.
よ
I'm not getting Lava Golem.
俺のターンくっそードロー手札から魔
He
法
goes for
発動
this garbage Goblin Thief.
これくらい
カードを伏せるぜモンスターを伏せるぜターン
And
エン
he's
ド
looking pretty Memphis bleak. You know what I'm talking about. I draw a card and I really don't care what I'm drawing.
モ
I
ンス
just
ターを
summon
攻撃表示で召喚
Behemoth and then
カー
attack
ドをセ
with
ットするわ
I
バ
attack
トル
with
どうやらここまでね
yeah, this thing.
Monster
And he's probably
攻撃
thinking, oh, I could just burn him. No, dude, Pierce. It's over. Alright, so this is the last replay. Trust me, this video is going a little long, and I know, but these replays have been so much fun to rewatch for me. It's another Seto Kaiba. I had a couple good Seto Kaiba matches, but I'm not gonna give you like a million Seto Kaiba replays because that's really boring on my part. So I got this match here. I totally forgot what it was. I think it's against Red Eyes again.
さあかかってきな
But yeah, I had a really good hand here. Amazing hand.
俺のターン一気に行くぞ
Forget what this deck
モン
was.
スターを攻撃表示で召喚
So I'm learning as much as you guys.
カードを伏せるタ
Oh,
ーン
this is
終了だ
that
私
beast
のタ
deck
ーン
that I faced it.
ドロー
I faced it. Wow.
モン
Listen
ス
to
ターを
me.
伏せるわ
So
カ
I said
ードをセットする
that,
わ
I said,
カードを伏せるわターンエンドよ
yeah, I was just protecting
覚悟しろ
myself. Pretty much.
俺のターンドロー
Wow, I
カ
really
ード
don't
をセ
remember
ット
this. So
一
he
気に
sets
行く
two
ぞ
back row
モンスターを
and
攻撃表示で
summons
召喚
Yaksha.
行くぞ、
Oh, no.
バトルだ。
Yeah, this
食らうがいい。モンスターで攻撃だ。
There we go. So I windstorm here because I was like, you know what?
トラップ発
I'm
動
not gonna tilt myself. I can just take one.
今
Why did I windstorm so early? What the
速
hell
攻
was
魔
I
法
doing?
発動
I dice fool. I think I roll a. Do I roll a 5 here? I roll a 4. So I pop one of these back rows.
ターン終了だ。
Nice,
行くわよ。
nice.
私のターンドロー手札から
Oh wow!
So
I
I'll be
did
my
top deck the econ. How did I know that would happen?
モンスター効果発動
That's crazy,
おい
right?
で
And then
Monster
I get the
特殊召
tokens
喚
out. Yo, that was a ballsy
おいで
play.
モンスターを特殊召喚手札から
So I econ
速
take
攻魔法
here
発動
and take that,
お願い
and then I
Monster
summon
をアドバン
that
ス召喚
Swift Birdman Joe
モンスター効果発動
and send all them cards back. Banish his monster
手札から
and get a
装
full
備魔法よ
field. That's what a good hand
バトルよ
does in this
力を
deck.
見せて
This
あげ
is
て
what a good hand
モン
does
ス
in
ターで
this
ダイレク
deck.
トアタック
まだまだ。
いくわよ
This is what a good
モン
hand
スターで
does.
ダイレクトアタック
And with no other sources on the field, I attack directly with Swift
これで
Birdman
終わりよ
Joe. GG.
モンスターでダイレクトアタック負けたくは
So that's the video, guys. There, I do think that there's a couple cards that I can replace. There's also a trap card called Treasure Map that allows you to draw 2 cards if it gets sent back. If the trap card is supposed to get sent back to the hand, so it's really situational. It does need Birdman Joe to be summoned. So I was like, but you draw 2 cards and then discard a card. And I also had Quill Pin because you get to put 2 wind monsters back into the deck to send 1 card on the field back to the hand. So for Toons, I would send back Toon Kingdom because they would have to, in order to summon Toon Kingdom again, mill the top 3 cards in their deck again. So that'd be 6 cards banished plus the cards in their hand plus the cards already on the field. It really disrupts them, but I didn't see too many times where Quill Pin was perfect for the deck. There was one time where I was able to constantly loop Troop Dragons because I would send 2 Troop Dragons back to the deck, send the card back to the hand. And then they would attack Troop Dragon that's already on the field, and then I draw into another Quill Pin, send the 2 Troop Dragons back to the deck, send another card back to the hand. But it becomes an endless loop, and it doesn't do anything for the deck to win, so it's not that great. And most cards that get sent back to the hand are going to get reset back on the field, so you have to be able to do enough damage so that it's problematic to come back. And also, Big Bang Shot being equipped means that if your opponent is running spell removal, you're getting Swift Birdman Joe banished off to the field. And with a deck that does not have any other attacking monsters, that can be super problematic. But maybe I'll revisit this sometime in the future where we get better wind type monsters. But for now, this is the deck. I'm gonna get going. Peace.